Alright guys, come on into the channel. We are just getting started. Welcome to my WWE Royal Rumble review. Ooh, I forgot to go live on Instagram. Alright, hold on guys. I'm going live multiple places right now, and I will be popping in on the screen in just a second. Alrighty. And let's do this, guys. What's up? I am live on both Instagram and YouTube right now to talk about WWE Royal Rumble 2019, but you guys already know what year it is. First of all, I want to say to everybody here that's tuning into my live stream, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube, or if you're watching a repeat of my live stream, I hope that you guys had a wonderful time watching the Rumble. There's so much to talk about. I literally don't even know where to start first, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to be managing like 2 chats. All right, so for those of you guys tuning in, I'm live on Instagram, I'm live on YouTube, and I'm handling the YouTube chat and everything, plus like OBS, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of things going on here, so if anything goes wrong, be patient with me, y'all. So yeah, anyways, guys, I hope everybody had a great time watching the Royal Rumble. Like I said, there's lots to talk about. I am honestly kind of blown away by everything that happened tonight. It was a long show, guys, a long show. A lot happened here today, and I'm kind of excited to get to kind of figure out what you guys thought about tonight's event and whatnot. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and we're basically going to go over the main card of the show, so I'm not going to talk about the pre-show. I'm just going to talk about the main event. I mean, not the main event, excuse me, the main card. But really quick, I need to give some shout-outs to a bunch of people that are on Instagram right now. Shout out to Strongman Storytelling, Adrian Quest, B Tong, Manny Chaos, Sock Monkey Mike, J Matt Fan, B Talk, Catherine Monroe, C Duenas, Patrick, Lily Grace, Tony Lewis. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you guys. Shout out to everybody there, and shout out to everybody on YouTube. Guys, if you are on YouTube, please leave some chat comments, because your comments is what keeps the show on the road. If you guys have never seen one of my live streams, you guys know that I feed off of what you guys are saying on your on the chat. First of all, D-Train, what's up? Thank you so much for tuning in to my stream. As always here and ready to give lots of feedback. Oh guys, really quickly, I think I should talk about, just real quick, I was at NXT Riverside on Friday. It was a really good show. For those of you guys who didn't follow me along on Twitter, a lot of really good stuff happened. NXT TakeOver was awesome. My favorite match of the night was Ricochet and Johnny Gargano. They absolutely killed it. But anyways, I just thought I figured I'd touch a little bit about that. But let's go ahead and get into the Royal Rumble, guys. I'm going to start at match number 1. If you're watching on Instagram, you're not getting the cool graphics that I'm using on YouTube, so feel free to hop on over to YouTube and get the cool graphics that I'm using here. All right, pulling up the first match of the night was Becky versus Asuka. All right, guys, first and foremost, I'm actually happy of the way the card was laid out tonight. I thought everything worked out pretty well. I'm glad that this was the first match of the night, because it definitely paved, it was definitely a good show. So first and foremost, I thought it was a good, solid match. I absolutely love the chemistry between Asuka and between Becky. I think they're absolutely incredible. I would love to see them go at it again. This was, I really enjoyed a lot of the back and forth movements that they had between each other, and I liked the fact that Asuka won this match, and I liked how she won. I liked that that after the match, first of all, she made Becky tap. I liked that because I feel that, you know, Becky has been so hyped. She's been hyping herself up and so on and so forth. And then to take that loss at the beginning of the show was kind of like, it messed with her, you know, it messed with her mind games. So, like, when you build yourself up to be like this grand big person and then you lose, it's sort of, you know, it makes you feel like you're not good. So, obviously, later on, we know why she lost, but in this moment in time, I thought this match was really, really well done. A really fun opener, and again, I'm super happy about how it all played out. Let's see, what did you guys think about Asuka versus Becky? In any of the chats, please let me know what you guys thought. Jared Welch says, easily one of the best matches on the show. Jared, it was a really good match. I don't think it was the best match of the show. In fact, we'll get to the best match, or the one that I thought was the best match of the show. But I don't think that this one was the best, but it was really, really good. If anybody else has anything else to add to that, go right ahead. D-Train says, yes, Asuka deserved to keep the title for a bit, and Becky got her moment later on. Jared says she shouldn't have tapped out. No, I think that it was fine that she tapped out. Honestly, it didn't bother me because I know that we want to keep building on what Becky has been doing, but I think but we also can't just focus on one person. We just can't be focusing on Becky Lynch. We need to keep making people bigger. So the fact that Asuka made her tap added more to Asuka, and I feel that Asuka needs it. She's been needing it. This bout has helped her kind of get back up there, and I think that it was good that Becky tapped. I know some people were saying it would have been better if she was like knocked out or whatever, but I do think that Asuka needs more of you know, like Asuka's a badass too, not just Becky Lynch. So I personally enjoyed it. Manny Chaos says, that was a fun match, but definitely not the best. Pugsy says, was good, had a feeling Becky was going to show up at the Rumble. Yes, especially for those of you guys who saw the pre-show when Lana got hurt. A lot of people assumed that Becky would be taking her spot. But anyways, we'll get to that later. Alright, so that was the first match. Asuka defeated Becky to retain her SmackDown Women's title. Alright, moving on to match number 2. It was the tag team match. And let me pull up my graphic here, guys, for YouTube people. Alright, so the second match of the night was The Miz and Shane versus The Bar. And guys, we have new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and it is Shane McMahon and The Miz. Alright, so I gotta tell you, this was a very, very fun match. I really liked it. For what it was perfectly fine. I thought there was a lot of good moments in this match. I love when Cesaro was spinning Shane McMahon like crazy. That was a highlight of this match. But I cannot not talk about one of the highlight of the match, which was Shane McMahon doing the shooting star press. That was absolutely super awesome. And I tweeted this out. I was like, you can always count on Shane McMahon doing something crazy, or just, he always does something that, I don't know if maybe out of his comfort zone isn't the right word to use, but you know, he always does something that the fans are going to remember. Maybe that's a little bit a better way to say it. He always does something that the fans are going to remember. So yeah, so I really, really enjoyed this match. This is Shane's second title win, guys. His second title. So it's pretty cool. And I'm pretty excited to see what they're going to keep doing. I do like I meant The Miz. The Miz and Shane as a team. It's pretty fun. It works. It's entertaining. So why not keep it going? Let's see. Anybody else? Someone says I'm late. Mosqueda, I'm late? Oh, Mosqueda, hey! Oh my gosh, I remember you. You're my high school friend. Hi. No wonder I was like, I'm not late. What are you talking about? This is my stream. It starts when I get here. All right, D-Train says, was not expecting Shane to do the shooting star at the end of the match, but they seem to be a fun tag team. Yes. It was funny because when I was watching the match, my boyfriend was like, oh, he's going to do the shooting star press. And I was like, really? You think? And he's like, yeah, he's going to do it. I know that he knows how to do it. You know, that's what he was saying. And then I was like, okay, well, let's wait and see. And then he does it. And I was like, oh, man, Shane. But my favorite part, too, was after he did the shooting star press, he had this, like, reaction. He was like, oh, man, like, I did it. There was a lot of funny reactions. Please remind me to tell you guys of another funny reaction or facial expression later on during the show. Manny Chaos says, after years of hating on The Miz, I had to admit it's finally fun to cheer for him. Shane always brings it. This title run should be cool to see. You know, it's funny, Manny, I used to not be a fan of The Miz either, but in recent years, I don't know what happened or what he really did, but he won me over as a fan. You know what? I think it was actually when he first came back, or came back when we had Maurice. It ended up working for me. The point is, I became a fan. Let's see. Alright, anybody else have any thoughts on that before I move on. I don't have anything else to add to that match. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. By the way, guys, my notes are like super, super crappy. So I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget like what I wrote and what I thought for a second. All right, C. Dueña says, great tag team match. Shane O'Mac and The Miz. Hope they hold on to the titles for a while. Yeah, it's refreshing. That's the thing that I like. I like when things are new and they're refreshing. That's my favorite thing. All right. Gangrene says, my God, you're beautiful. Haha. Lackluster pay-per-view, though. Thank you, Gangrene, David. I literally just kind of... You know what? No, it's the lights. I have 2 lights currently shining on me. All right, D-Train also says, yes, I agree, Denise. I have become a Miz fan over the past year myself. Yeah, honestly, guys, The Miz, he works hard, all right? He works hard. He has charisma. He makes you hate him when he needs you to hate him. He makes you like him when he needs you to like him. So he does the job. So good. I like him. I can't complain. All right, guys, moving on to match number 3. Again, if you're not watching on my YouTube stream, you are missing out on the cool graphics that I'm using. All right, match number 3 was Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. And Ronda Rousey retained her title. This match, guys, okay, this is what I liked about this match. The thing I liked most about Ronda Rousey, Sasha Banks, was that they played mind games with each other during this match. During this match, you saw Ronda Rousey do things that, you know, were reminiscent of Eddie Guerrero, and obviously everybody knows that Eddie is Sasha Banks' hero. So she did that to kind of mess with Sasha Banks and get in her head and kind of really make her angry. And then vice versa, Sasha Banks also got her in the arm bar. So obviously that also got into Ronda Rousey's head. So I feel that both of them did things to get into each other's heads that really added to this match. Because prior to this, I wasn't really looking forward to Ronda Rousey versus Sasha, to tell you guys the truth. I felt it was kind of a match that was just thrown up together out of nowhere, so I really wasn't hyped for it at all. But it just ended up being a decent match. However, I do have a question for everybody that is watching my stream. What I want to know is, do you guys think that Ronda still has the fans' attention? When Ronda first came into the WWE, I feel that people were even if her matches were not the greatest or whatever, even though they were really good, actually. Not gonna lie, they were pretty good. But when she first came in, people just wanted to see Ronda. People wanted to see how Ronda was gonna move in the ring. People were interested in Ronda and really they had their eyes on the match. And now I feel that's not the case. I feel like she's lost some of that audience being really interested in her. I don't know if that's just me. Guys, do any of you guys see that? Do you agree with that? Thoughts on this, because I kind of felt that during this match, but I could be wrong here. By the way, on this stream, I may say a lot of random things. Just know that everything that I talk about somebody, I'm talking about their character. I'm not talking about their real person. I'm just talking about their characters. All right, let's see. No thoughts on this. Nobody has any thoughts on Ronda Rousey's fan, audience, retention, or whatever you want to call that. Hello, Leslie. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. No? Okay, guys. I will move on then. Maybe it's all in my head. All right. Anyways, I'm a fan of Ronda's, but I wanted to know how people felt about her as of right now, this moment. Okay? All right. D-Train has a comment. He says, yes, this match was better than I expected, but seems they might be teasing a four horsewoman versus four horsewoman feud. Yes, I forgot to add that. Thank you for reminding me. That was at the end. And then he wrote at the end with Sasha throwing up the four horsewoman sign. Yes, I completely forgot I needed to add that part. Sasha Banks did throw up the four horseman sign. To Ronda, even though Ronda was kind of trying to be her friend at the end, trying to pay respect to the match that they just had. So that was pretty fun, you know, again, kind of keeping it moving forward. So good on that. Let's see, anybody else? All right, we're moving on, guys, to match number 4. All right, so match number 4 was the 30 Women Royal Rumble. Okay. So the way that I'm gonna do the Rumble talk, I'm just gonna go through to some of the highlights of the match and my overall thoughts of the match, etc. All right. So for the Women's Royal Rumble match, I kind of feel. How sad. Someone says I'm dumb. Jay Novad. We are talking about the Royal Rumble. If you're not a fan, this is probably not the place to be. All right. Okay, guys, I'm getting hate. Oh, this is my first hate that I've gotten on my stream. It's kind of sad. All right, let's move on. Okay, so the Women's Royal Rumble. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, this was not my favorite. It was not my favorite. I was not crazy about it. There was some very good moments, which I will talk about, but overall, I think that the first Women's Royal Rumble was a lot better, and I think a lot of what had to do with that first match being better was the fact that they had a lot of surprises. So, you know, the first one, we were excited to see who they were going to bring back. You know, oh, they brought Molly Holly, and oh, Trish is here, and oh, Lita's here. I didn't really feel that excitement with this one, honestly. It just didn't happen. D-Train says it started slow at first but picked up halfway through. D-Train, I totally agree with you on this one. I thought that the beginning of this match was not very good. It was kind of all over the place. It really did nothing, like, nothing of it was like, oh my god, or like, yay. It didn't really pick up until the end. But some of the people that were fun to see, I'm going to kind of look over my card here. Okay, let's talk about Candice LeRae. So Candice LeRae was one of the NXT people that came in during this match. I was really happy to see Candice come out because, you know, a lot of what she's been doing on NXT has been, you know, a majority of what she has been doing since she's gotten there is to help benefit Johnny Gargano. So I feel like seeing a little bit more of what she can do on a solo end. That was really fun. Casey, guys, KT Cuss. I'm not saying her last name right. Casey, guys. Casey was really cool. She's so athletic. She was fun to see in the match. She was in there for a while. I would have liked to see her in there a little bit more just because I saw her do some really cool stuff. She even had her own Kofi Kingston moment out on the outside of the ring. I really enjoyed Casey. Zelina Vega hiding underneath the ring. That was fun, especially when Hornswoggle came out afterwards, like out of nowhere, which by the way, I'm a huge Hornswoggle fan. I know, super random, but I got so excited when he came out. I was like, dude, Hornswoggle looks like such a creeper right now, guys. A creeper. But it was fun. C. Dueña says, really liked when Candice LeRae was in the Women's Royal Rumble. I totally agree with you, C. Dueñas. Anybody here on YouTube? Okay. All right. I'm watching both chats. I'm watching both of you guys. D-Trade says, the Zelina and Hornswoggle moment was fun. Indeed, it was. It was refreshing. And I know that the Royal Rumble is fun already as it is, but having those other like more unique moments adds to it. Really happy to see Io Shirai in it as well. She was another highlight of the match. I also forgot to say number 14, Kairi Sane. It was also fun to see her in the match. I figured she'd be one of the people to pop in on this one, so good for her to see her. By the way, guys, I did mention earlier on my stream that I was at NXT Riverside, and guys, besides Velveteen Dream, Kairi Sane had the biggest pop of the night. She is so over with the fans. The fans love her. And what's really cool is that even after the match, I'm not kidding you, she stayed a few minutes after the match and signed autographs for the fans. She took pictures with the fans. Like, you can honestly tell that she is so happy being there, and she's genuinely happy being there. So I did think that was pretty cool, and honestly, I'm really excited about Kairi Sane. She's refreshing. D-Train says, yes, Kairi and Charlotte could be a good match, I think. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Mr. Muhammad, we will talk about Nia Jax later. I'm going in order through the card. I have a lot to say about that. Alright, right now we're on the women's match. Guys, please let me know who were some of the people you thought were cool to see in the Women's Royal Rumble. Who else? Oh, guys, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was number 24. Rhea Ripley is a badass, guys. she just has this presence about her. From when I first saw her in the Mae Young Classic to when I last saw her at the NXT UK Takeover show in Blackpool, she's like two different people. She has totally morphed into this character that I didn't see in the beginning during the Mae Young Classic to now. Like, she's grown a lot, and I did really notice that commentary was putting her over. She had a lot of good moments during this match, so she was another highlight. Rhea Ripley. Who else? Okay, and then obviously Becky Lynch took Lana's spot, which a lot of people predicted on Twitter after Lana hurt her ankle during the pre-show. So, guys, the last 3 entrants were Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, and Carmella. The last 2 people were Becky and Charlotte, and Becky won the Women's Royal Rumble, so congrats to Becky Lynch. Actually, I have a graphic for that. Let me put that up. Becky on Twitter posted, "I'm going to WrestleMania with an army behind me. Last year, I was on the pre-show. This year, I am on the main. This year, I am the main event." Guys, how insane is that? That Becky Lynch literally went from being on the pre-show to winning the Royal Rumble to being the main event, guys. That's crazy. So good job to Becky Lynch. She's absolutely killing it. I'm going to talk about Nia later on. I just want to add that I am a big Charlotte fan, so part of me was also kind of rooting for her. Even though I knew Becky Lynch was totally going to win it, I kind of was rooting a little bit for Charlotte, because I do like her. All right, Davila wants to add to the Rhea Ripley comments. Davila says, Ripley is an absolute powerhouse. She's got a bright and promising future. She really does. And those arms, she's got killer arms. All right. Let's see. All right. She's an awesome person indeed. All right, cool. Mosqueda says, my prediction, and I'm sure I'm not the only one thinking this, but Becky will appear on Raw and challenge Ronda to make up for the fact that she didn't face Ronda during Survivor Series. That would be an amazing storyline. I would be disappointed if WWE doesn't do it. I think she's definitely going to be challenging Ronda, for sure. For sure. All right, guys, that was my thoughts on the Women's Royal Rumble. Wasn't the greatest, but the last few moments were definitely great. First Royal Rumble was better. That's pretty much the summary of it all on the Women's Royal Rumble. But guys, in the comments, if you watch this show on repeat, please let me know what you guys thought about the Women's Royal Rumble or about any match or about any moment. Drop it in the YouTube comments below. If you're watching on Instagram, you can also let me know. All right. D-Train says, Becky is over like Daniel Bryan was years ago going into WrestleMania. She should totally be in the main event. Yeah. And we're definitely seeing it go that way. Hello, hi Koopy. Am I saying that right? Yes, friend, hi Koopy. I know you. All right, guys. Moving on to match number 5, which was Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. Let me pull up my graphic. There we go. Okay, so this match. This match was a good match. It was an aggressive match. Both of these guys are absolutely incredible, so we already knew that they were going to put on a good show. The only problem I had with this match was the fact that I was exhausted after watching the Women's Rumble. I know a lot of people were asking or wondering if the crowd died during this match. I just think that the crowd was tired, and you can't really blame them, guys. After all the excitement and all the rush that you get during a Rumble, afterwards your energy does tend to go down, and that's kind of how it felt during this match. But either way, it was a good match, like I said. AJ did bust his nose. It looks like he started bleeding after he hit the ring post. Eric Rowan came out afterwards and ended up helping Daniel Bryan win this match. So you know that they're going to be doing something, probably forming a stable. So there you go. I just kind of felt bad that I was a little exhausted during this match, and it took me a little while to get my energy picked up. But overall, it was a good match. I don't think it was like, wow, OMG, the greatest match ever, but it was a good match. So yeah, that was match number 5, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. D-Train says, yes, 2-hour pre-show and a 5-hour pay-per-view card. You do get tired for sure. You really do. And I kind of felt tired at that point. Manny Chaos says, gotta rewatch AJ versus Daniel. I was too hyped on Becky winning Women's Royal Rumble. Thank you, Manny. That's exactly what I'm saying. You can't just go from woo to like cool. No, you go from woo to like, I'm exhausted now. And I felt bad too, guys. I was literally stuffing my face with candy during this match. And I was like, stay active. And yeah. Anyways. But guys, alright, let's move on to the next match, which was match number 6 on the card. It was Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar. Oh my god, guys. This to me was match of the night, alright? Match of the night. This match was awesome. This match woke me up, alright? Like I said, I was feeling tired with the previous match, but Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar woke me up. Alright, first and foremost, I gotta say, I love how the match started. Right off the bat, you know, okay. When they did the tail of the tape, obviously we know that Brock Lesnar's this big guy, right? And we obviously know that Finn Balor is nowhere near his size. Brock Lesnar's the beast. He's not. So, they were talking about the whole David and Goliath thing, right? We've seen that. So what I liked about this match was that knowing that Finn Balor went into this match and started it, like right off the bat. He was fast. He was trying to take down Brock Lesnar right away. And I thought that was exactly the way you had to do it because, you know, you don't take down a beast. You don't take down Goliath, you know, with a rest hold or anything like that. No, you do what it takes to bring them down. And I thought that that was a good thing of how the match started. And then they took it to the outside. Brock Lesnar did like this crazy, like, it wasn't even anything crazy to tell you the truth, but it was impactful. He hit Finn Balor with his knee on like his midsection area. I don't know what it was about that. It was just a simple kick with his knee, and it really impacted me a lot. I was like, whoa! And then it was crazy. This was such a good match. It was such a fun match. It was a fast match. I don't know how long it was. I believe I heard it was around 7 minutes. If somebody has the actual number on that, let me know. I don't know. All I know is that this was a really good match. And you can really tell that Brock Lesnar really likes Finn Balor because he really, really put him over during this match. Okay? We all know, we've said this before, Finn Balor hasn't had the greatest run on the roster. And it's funny too because part of me was upset that Finn Balor didn't come out as the Demon. And I was like, why wouldn't you come out as the Demon? You're going to go up against Brock Lesnar. Why not use all the stops and come out as the Demon? Now granted, because obviously they knew that he was going to lose, they don't want the Demon to get pinned. So I know that that's why he didn't come out with it, but I still think he should have came out with it. But either way, I kind of forgot about that once the match started. It was just such a good match. Okay, we have a lot of comments about this. Mikey Cade says, it was a fun, good pick-me-up match after the AJ versus Daniel match, which was a much slower technical match. Exactly. Thank you, Mike. Davila Christian says, agreed. I was worried that Lesnar was going to phone it in, but glad he sold for Balor and made me believe that Balor was going to win. Thank you, Davila. Prior to this match, I was like, there's no way Finn's gonna win. You know, as much as I like Finn and as much as I would like for him to be the champion, I don't think he's gonna win. And then, during this match, there was a moment where I was like, oh my god, is Finn Balor gonna win? And why? Because the match was so good that it got me to believe that. It got me to ignore any other prior opinions that I might have had. That's how good this match was. Okay, thank you, Mike. Mike says that the match was actually 8 minutes and 37 seconds. Thank you, Mike, for letting me know that. So there you go. Short match, but I feel this was a reminder. This was a reminder of why Brock Lesnar gets paid the big bucks. Why he makes this enormous amount of money, because he is entertaining to watch, and when he likes the guy that he's in the ring with, you know he's going to put on a good match, and he's not going to be in there for 30-40 minutes. No, he's going to have a quick match, but they're going to be entertaining, okay? Oh, yes. Thank you, Manny. Thank you. He also brought up the post-match beatdown is a good sign for a Demon versus Lesnar rematch. I'm with it. I actually do want to talk about the post-match with Brock Lesnar beating up once again Finn Balor with the suplexes and even giving him the F5. I love that they did this because just like Finn Balor made us believe that there was a chance he was going to pin Brock Lesnar. With Brock Lesnar acting out that way, it's almost like he also for a moment thought that he was going to lose that match. And I thought that actually put over Finn Balor. I know some people kind of didn't like that, but I actually think it made it more like, okay, he really almost beat me, so let me beat him down as much as I possibly could to get back at him for almost getting me. That's kind of the psychology that I got from this. If anything, I think that if you're going to lose, this is the way to lose. The way that Finn lost, because it was a great match, exciting, entertaining, and it was with Brock Lesnar. So, good job on him. Good match. Alright guys, moving on to the last match of the night, which was the men's Royal Rumble. Let me pull up the graphic. I don't have a very good graphic for this one. It's just a basic Royal Rumble logo. Alright, so the men's Royal Rumble, guys, actually got started off with a very unique start. It was, the number one entrance was Elias, and number two, which kind of came out of the blue, was Jeff Jarrett, alright? So, side note, Jeff Jarrett is like my boyfriend's hero. He loves Jeff Jarrett. That's his Taylor Swift. BTW, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. So he was so excited when he came out. I was excited because he was excited. It was just a whole mess of emotions. Anyways, that was really entertaining. They came out, they kind of had like this little back and forth thing. I'm a little bit bummed though that they didn't get to do their duet. For a second I thought that Elias and Jeff Jarrett were going to do their duet, so I was a little bummed we didn't get to hear them sing. But it was a nice like start to the Rumble, you know? Like usually you don't really expect someone to come out, you know, second and be such a surprise, you know? See, Dwayne says Double J! Yes, Double J. And then, so that was the start of that. Johnny Gargano was another one of the NXT guys. He came out at number 6. That was a good call. I had a feeling Johnny was going to come out. I think I even posted it on Twitter that I had a feeling he was going to be one of the ones to come out. One of the NXT people to come out. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to go through the list and see what moments there was. Number 11, guys. All right, number 11 was Titus O'Neil. All right, so prior to the Royal Rumble, I tweeted, I was like, never forget when Titus O'Neil, when he was running and he fell at the Greatest Royal Rumble. So I was excited to sort of see how he was going to come out to the ring this time. You know, is he going to walk really slow? Is he just going to run really fast and not mess it up? Is he going to pretend like nothing happened? I was very excited to see how he was going to handle his entrance to the ring, which is funny because you don't really care about that with anybody else but Titus O'Neil. My favorite part about Titus O'Neil when he came out was the fact that he said his prayers. That was gold for me. I was like, yes, say your prayers. That's awesome. And then the fact that Kurt Hawkins eliminated him. That's we all know that Kurt Hawkins is, I guess you can say, the end of like, you know, a lot of people see him as a joke or whatever. So I guess having him like take out Titus O'Neil was kind of funny, alright? I don't know how to explain it. It was just funny. So yeah, props to that. That was nice to see. No Way Jose was there. He came out with his line of people. Okay, number 16, Drew McIntyre. Alright, Drew McIntyre, guys, was my pick to win the Royal Rumble. I've said it a million times over and over. He has the look. He has everything, guys. Like, you look at him and you think WWE superstar. You think face of the company looking at that man. So, he was actually my pick. Besides him and Andrade, which Drew was 16 and Andrade was 19. So both of them came out relatively close to each other and they were both my picks. And then number 21, which was Aleister Black. after that, I knew he wasn't going to win because he was just, you know, being called up for, like, one of the NXT guys. So I had a feeling he wasn't going to win, but it was still very nice to see him in the Rumble. I'm a huge fan of Aleister Black. And by the way, he had one of the most impressive sequences inside the ring. I kind of felt that he had a lot of really good moments in there. Like, he just looked extra good. Or I don't know if it was extra good, but he looked impressive. All right, let's just leave it at that. Yeah, I even wrote that down. Was amazing. I literally just wrote down that next to Aleister Black's name. Was amazing. All right, anybody else that was good? 25, Rey Mysterio. 27, Braun Strowman. 28, Dolph. 29, Randy Orton. Okay. So, one of the biggest conversations of the night, some would say, was the fact that number 30 was supposed to be R-Truth. We already knew this going into this, that he had won the 30th spot. However, we all knew that R-Truth really wasn't going to have his spot as the number 30th guy. We all knew somebody else was going to come out, but who? All right, so prior to this match, I thought, okay, so Becky Lynch lost to Asuka. All right, she's the man. That's what we're knowing her as, the man. So then I thought, all right, what if she doesn't come out in the Women's Rumble, but instead she comes out in the men's Royal Rumble and she wins that. So maybe she'll be the one to come out and attack R-Truth and take that spot. However, when she won the Women's Royal Rumble, I figured there would be a lesser chance of that. I thought to myself, well, I don't think she can win both Royal Rumbles. So then I thought, okay, now it's got to be somebody else. I don't know who, but somebody cool. And I was thinking a dude, all right? I had a dude in my mind after I eliminated the fact that Becky Lynch wasn't going to be in the Men's Rumble. So then Nia Jax comes out, guys. Nia Jax. All right. By the way, when I talk about Nia Jax, I'm just talking about her character in the company. I'm not talking about who she is in real life. Not at all. I'm talking about who she is in the ring, or her character in the ring. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, guys. I'm not a fan, and it's okay to say that. It's okay to say you're not a fan of someone, by the way. I feel like nowadays, at least I'm not too comfortable saying that I'm not a fan of someone, but I'm not a Nia Jax fan as of right now, this moment. So when she came out, I was a little bit bummed. I was like, no, it's Nia Jax, really? I would have preferred to see, like, Becky Lynch in that spot, you know? It was interesting, to say the least. I was a little upset. I went a little crazy. But afterwards, when Rey Mysterio did the 619 on her, Randy Orton did the RKO, I thought, okay, this is just a fun little sequence, whatever, we're going to move on from that. So that was fun to watch. I did like once she got into the ring, I did like everything that happened between her and Randy and Rey Mysterio. I thought that was fun. It was different. It was, like I said, I like anything that's new that we haven't seen before. So yeah. Towards the end of the match, the last remaining people were Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, and Braun Strowman. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Let's go back a little bit. Go back to Nia Jax. Max Troutman they're putting themselves in a bad spot with making these girls better than the guys. What do you mean by that, Max? Like, in what way? I guess that one needs a further explanation. I'm not too sure what you mean by that. I think I understand, but I'm not too sure. Mosqueda says, Randy hitting the RKO on Nia was amazing. It was amazing and anticipated. Okay, Max wrote, the girls getting this push is awesome. Becky is the biggest star in the company, and that's awesome. Putting themselves in a bit of a hole, though, with none of these guys getting over as much. Yeah, and see, there's a lot of guys that can be over as much. You know, there's a lot of guys, you know, obviously most people have mostly been talking about Becky. She's been the talk of the town. There is a lot of guys that could be in that spot, but they're not in that spot. So I think that, for example, earlier when we were talking about Asuka and Becky Lynch, and I said everything couldn't be about Becky, they could also build up other girls like Asuka. I think that that could also happen with the men. And I'm actually going to get into that because, so the final four men were Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, Braun Strowman, and Andrade. Now, Seth Rollins has been in the company for a while. We've seen him main event. We see him be at the top of the roster. Dolph Ziggler his thing has been, I don't know how to say it. People have been wanting him to get pushed. It hasn't happened. To me, ship has sailed. That's it. It's sailed already. Braun Strowman, he's already hyped. People already like Braun Strowman. We're already behind Braun Strowman, okay? Now, Andrade. Andrade is new. He's a new guy. The audiences don't really know him that well. So why not shine the light on someone that we don't know that well? To me, that is Andrade. Obviously, for those of you guys who know his background, we already know that he's an incredible star and that he can do a lot and that the company could do a lot with him. So again, why not push somebody like Andrade? And now I know it's maybe too early, but why not take a risk? That's the way I see it. Take a risk. I personally would have rather seen Andrade win this match than Seth Rollins. Just because I know what Seth Rollins can do already in the company. I don't know what Andrade can do yet because I haven't seen it. And that's what I mean by Max says, yeah, bro, we need some freshness. Thank you. So with that, I think if they would have pushed somebody like Andrade, then we would have had more of an opportunity with male stars. Example, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre could have also won this Rumble. Okay? That would have been another person that people would have been talking about. Sharkney Production says Andrade would have been awesome. Him and Ray have been tearing it up. They had a really good match on SmackDown for sure. So, we have a lot more comments. Manny Chaos says that's on the dudes. They need to do the work. We've seen what they're doing. They need to change it up. Max wrote, yeah, bro, we just need some freshness. Max wrote, Dolph is going to be gone soon. AEW's knocking or he'll be out of wrestling entirely. Max also wrote, Andrade would be awesome. I'm not opposed to Rollins winning the Rumble, but Andrade there. Yeah, word. All right. So that's what I mean. I personally would rather see somebody like Drew McIntyre or Andrade, who, again, we haven't seen at the top of the roster yet, win. So, you know, I guess you can argue that, you know, the thing is, with Becky, she has charisma. She has the crowd behind her. She's doing all the right things to get over. So, yeah, in that sense where Manny says, you know, maybe the guys should do more, it's on them. But at the same time, you do need the help of the company. It's both of those things. For example, when Daniel Bryan was super over with the fans, he was doing all the right things, but he wasn't getting the right push. So, it's a little bit of both things, I think, is what you need. Max also says, bums me out though. These NXT guys put on 5-star caliber matches, but they don't have that platform because WWE isn't allowing that. Well, they do. They have that platform with NXT though. I do believe they have the platform, and NXT fans see them perform on that platform. For example, we saw it at NXT TakeOver Phoenix. I got to see it at NXT Riverside. You know, so they are being seen, you know. What else? Mosqueda wrote, I was disappointed with Seth winning it. Doesn't make WrestleMania enticing for me to watch. I agree. I don't think that, I mean, I know a lot of people obviously are fans of Seth Rollins and they're excited to see him go to WrestleMania. But I think for a lot of people, I mean, you can't make everyone happy though, right? I mean, maybe if Andrade would have won or Drew McIntyre like I would have wanted, I'm sure other people would have been pissed off too. They would have been like, oh, we hardly know them. Why them? It could have been Seth Rollins. How dare he beat Seth Rollins? So, I mean, I know people would have been upset either way, but I do think that, that it was a little bit of a disappointment, for me at least. To have Seth win, you know, and I like Seth, guys. He puts on incredible matches. Call me a fan. I'm a fan. I just personally for the Rumble wasn't too like OMG about it, you know. D-Train says, they say they're changing things up, but I don't see it. You know what? I would agree with you on that, but not entirely. Only because the fans were behind Becky Lynch. The fans wanted Becky Lynch to win, and guess what? She did. So we can't really say that they're not doing what the fans want them to do, because in that sense, they did. Let's see. Hello, Ankita! Max Troutman says, I fear for the Adam Coles and Ricochets and Garganos. Oh, yeah, for sure. Max says Vince won't push them because they're 5'8", 5'8". Yeah, you know, everybody talks about that. But then again, Drew McIntyre is another example. If I saw Drew McIntyre and I was the owner of the company, I'd be like, that guy's it, you know? So, I don't know. I just think a lot of factors play into it. So anyways, guys, that was my thoughts on the Royal Rumble. We literally went through the whole card already. Overall, it was a really good pay-per-view. It was a solid pay-per-view. It was an exciting pay-per-view, an enticing pay-per-view. I really, really enjoyed it. It was long, but you know what? So much happened, though, that it kept me intrigued the entire time. The only time I felt a little exhausted was during the Daniel Bryan AJ Styles match, but other than that, I honestly enjoyed myself throughout the entire pay-per-view. I would say that the best moments of the night, or the best matches of the night, was definitely the men's Royal Rumble and Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar. I think that those were the two big chunks of the night. Like, if someone didn't watch the Royal Rumble and they asked me, I don't have time to watch the whole show, what should I watch? I would say, watch Finn and Brock and watch the men's Rumble, because that was, to me, those were the highlights and whatnot. Hello, Num MM. He says, the guy from your video, you liked my comments. Hello. Hello. Thank you so much for coming on to my channel. It's very nice of you. Just Too Sweet says, I think instead of Andrade coming out where they had the shot of the Jumbotron, they would have gotten an awesome pop for the Velveteen Dream. Oh yeah, for sure. Some people wondered if Velveteen Dream was going to be one of its surprise entrances. Oh, so I don't know if you were in here, Just Too Sweet, when I said this earlier, but when I was at NXT Riverside, besides Kairi Sane, the biggest actually pop of the night went to Velveteen Dream. Everyone, the second he came out, everyone was like, wow, everyone lost it for him. Guy has charisma. So yeah, Davila Christian says agreed, and Mickey Kate says Ronda versus Sasha was match of the night. Really, Mike? Okay. I liked the match, but I didn't think it was match of the night. But you're entitled to your own opinion, so that's definitely okay. Let's see. Alright guys, so that's pretty much my stream for today. If you have any last minute questions or anything you want me to talk about, please drop those comments now, because I'm almost about to end the stream. Before I go though, if you haven't yet followed me on Twitter or on Instagram, I am at _ Denise Salcedo, which you guys will see on the YouTube screen. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, for those of you guys watching on Instagram, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, because on the YouTube channel, I have graphics and live streams look a little bit higher quality than they do on Instagram. So yeah. Bisquetta says, will you cover All Elite Double or Nothing? Yes, I will try to. So for those of you guys who don't know, I'm going live after every major pay-per-view. So every major WWE pay-per-view, every major Impact pay-per-view, every New Japan pay-per-view. So the major pay-per-views, I will be going live on the YouTube channel to talk about them. So yeah, Num says, do you like WWE in general? I love WWE. Yes, I love WWE. Just As Sweet says, what do you think they're going to do with Asuka and the SmackDown Live Women's title? I'm not too sure, but I hope that they keep the Asuka hype going. I don't want to see Asuka get lost in the shuffle. She's too good to get lost in the shuffle. I say keep building her up until Kairi Sane and Io Shirai get on that main roster. D-Trace says, if you had to change your hair color to Becky's or Asuka's, who would you choose? Asuka's, because it looks like candy. Alright, Davila says, based off tonight's results, what are your early thoughts for the WrestleMania main events? Becky and Ronda for sure. Becky and Ronda for sure. And then I haven't decided on the one for Seth yet. It'd be Seth. Well, I don't know if Brock is still going to have the title by then. We'll see on that. But I'm definitely for sure Becky Ronda. At least that's my opinion as of right now. I will be at WrestleMania, so I'll also be talking about you guys that later. Alright, but anyways, guys, that's pretty much what's going to go down. So every major pay-per-view, come back to the YouTube channel or go on my Twitter, and I will be talking about it there. But that's pretty much the show, guys. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in on YouTube, everybody who tuned in on Instagram, and for the people who watch afterwards. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. Until next time, I'm Denise Salcedo, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did not, I'm sorry. I hope to get better. Alright guys, I'll see you guys all later and bye!